Hi everyone, it's Carly at Let's Bead. Welcome to our first online demo. So I'm very excited about this. So today we're going to make a pair of earrings, but before we get started, I just wanted to cover, just a couple quick things. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Carly. I work here at the store and I'm also a teacher. And if you're watching this video, you're in our new Facebook group called Let's Bead Projects and Tips. And this is where we're going to be doing weekly demos. So we're going to be doing them on Wednesdays. And then on Fridays, we're going to have a shorter video that's just going to be like a tip or a trick. Just something that's useful, that's maybe helpful to you with some projects or how to use a certain tool. So right now, the video is pre-recorded. We are going to be switching to doing the Facebook Live format. We're just working out some things with the equipment. So, but we wanted to get started and start sharing some demos with you. So we're pre-recording them so we can keep moving forward. The group is also meant for a place for you to, share some things that you're working on. We always love to see what people are doing. And we even have a challenge in the Facebook group called Carly's Challenge, where it just challenges you to make one piece of jewelry a week. If you want to commit to more than that, you totally can. It's up to you. But I created that just to help myself be more consistent with getting things done. So also, if you think this group or these demos would be helpful or of interest to other people you know, please pass the word, share the group with your friends. Just a couple more things. Tonight, don't forget, is our beading social from 6 to 8. If you're not familiar with that, you just come in, bring your projects, maybe some that are half done or some that you haven't started yet. Bring your tools and you can sit and work with other beaders and enjoy some refreshments and some snacks while you're here. You can also save. We have a 10% discount for those attending the social that you can, save 10% off of your purchase. It does exclude sterling silver or gold filled, the precious metals, and it also excludes trunk show items and artist beads and kits. But stop in, it's a lot of fun. Also, check out our classes on our website at letsbead.com. We've got the classes for August are up there. We're currently working on the schedule for September and October, which will be up soon, so stay tuned for that. And if you're not on our mailing list, you can also sign up for that on our website. Also, we've got some weekly specials that are coming up throughout the month of August, and they're going to be announced in an email so each week. So make sure you're on our mailing list so that you can get those notices so you don't miss out. But we're putting our Whimsical Wednesdays on vacation just for the month of August while we have these weekly specials running. So check that out and get signed up. All right, so let's get started with today's project. So today we're going to make these sparkle hoop earrings. Hopefully you can see these okay. These are made with this is just actually a pendant that I decided to use for an earring, just because it has these loops on it that make it easy to dangle something from. And then I used some Swarovski Cup Chain, which I wrapped around with wire. And then I dangled a freshwater pearl off of the center using some jump rings and a head pin. So today I'm only going to demonstrate one of the earrings because you don't need to see me do both, but once you know how to do one, you'll know how to do the other, right? So we have these in 2 color options that'll be available in kits, or you can come in and make up your own. We have more cup chain options other than, you know, the 2 color options I've got here. So either way, I'm going to tell you what materials I used so that you can either get a kit or you can pick up your own materials. So the materials you're going to need is you're going to need 2 of the copper hoop pendant frames. We have these available in the copper tone, the silver plated, and an antique brass tone. And then you're going to need some Swarovski Cup Chain. You're going to need 4 inches per earring, okay? So this is 4 inches, total of 8 inches needed. Then you're going to need some copper craft wire. This is 24 gauge, and you're going to need 36 inches approximately. There's a little extra there, but I'd rather have a little bit too much than not enough. So 36 inches per earring, so 72 inches total, or 2 yards. Then you're going to need 2 head pins. These are copper head pins. They're 24 gauge. You're also going to need some jump rings. You're going to need a total of 6 to do the pair of earrings. I only have 3 because I've already done 1 earring. These are 18 gauge 4 millimeter open jump rings. Then you're going to need 2 freshwater pearls. Or if you make up your own and you don't want to hang a pearl and want to hang a different type of bead, you can definitely do that. Make it your own. And then you're going to need a pair of ear wires. The tools you're going to need are your flush cutters to cut the wire. You're going to need a pair of round nose pliers to make the loop. You're going to need a pair of needle nose pliers. And lastly, you're going to need a pair of nylon jaw pliers to straighten out the wire if it has any kinks, or as you can see, mine needs to be straightened out. So we'll do that. We do also have all of those tools available if you need them. All right, so we're going to get started. And I'm just going to gently unwrap the wire. And if you guys, when you guys watch this, drop a comment and let me know that you stopped by and watched the video. Let me know what you think. If you have suggestions for other things you'd like to see in the future, let us know that. All right, so if you haven't used these nylon jaws pliers before, they're great for straightening wire. So I'm just gently pulling the wire through the jaws. And this is 24 gauge, so you want to be careful with it because it can break on you. So it's pretty soft. All right, now I'm going to do the other side. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but just enough to make it easy to work with, okay? All right, so I'm going to slide this other stuff out of the way. So the hardest part with this is getting it started, you know, getting that wire wrapped. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to start, and hopefully you can see this. So I'm going to put that first crystal kind of in between the top loop and the bottom loop on the hoop. And I'm going to wrap the first wrap of the wire to the right side of the first crystal. And it is going to move around on you a little bit, but that's okay. Just try to keep your wire straight and consistent. So I'm going to bring the wire up through the center of the hoop, just so it's more manageable. And then I'm just going to wrap it around. I'm going to push it up through with my finger. Okay, and you can see that it's moving, but that's all right. We will adjust that. Okay. And I think I'm going to turn it upside down here. To see what's most comfortable to try to do this and be able to show you at the same time. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to turn it back this way. Okay. So, bear with me. All right. Can you guys believe today is August 1st already? I don't know where the summer went. Okay, so I'm just taking the wire and pushing it down through the center, and then I'm pulling it out. It does flop around, so be careful you don't, you know, poke yourself in the eye. Make sure if you have safety glasses, put those on just to protect yourself. So I'm going to wrap around twice in between each crystal. So I'm just pushing it to get that loop down in here, and then I'm going to grab it and gently pull it through. And I'm pulling tight, but again, you don't want to break the wire, so be careful. So I've gone through twice on that first one. So now I'm going to go through the next one, and again, just pushing down, gently pulling it through. And then doing the second time. And then as you get going, it'll go a little faster for you. And the wire will get shorter, so it'll be more manageable. Okay. Yeah, so it's August 1st. Has anybody started working on projects for the holidays yet? That's going to be here before we know it. But, or maybe you're preparing for some holiday shows if you're a vendor. Okay. And sometimes the crystals, you may want to adjust how they're laying, and usually you can do that. All right, so you guys understand, I'm sure by now, this part of it. So I'm just going to kind of go through this part rather quickly. So again, I'm just wrapping the wire in between each crystal twice. So on the back side, it should start to look something like that. Okay. Now you can also, there's a lot of different ways you can do this. I've also done this technique where I've only put the crystal on the bottom half of the chain, or of the hoop, so it ended up going from here to here, and then had the bare metal up at the top. You can do that as well, whatever you prefer. Okay. I'm going to move these out of the way so they're not making a lot of noise, but I'll leave them laying here so you can still see the silver option. Okay. And because this wire is 24 gauge, it forms nice and easily around the hoop. Your hands may get a little tired as you go. So you can always do one earring and take a break, and then come back and do the next one later. So this Friday coming up, we're going to do our tips and tricks video that I mentioned, and it's going to be covering how to use crimps and crimp covers. So if you would like a refresher on that, or maybe you don't know how to do that, you can watch our video, and we'll be demonstrating regular crimps and tornado crimps. And then how to cover them to make it look a little bit neater if you don't like the look of just the crimp. So watch for that on Friday. And that'll just be it won't be a project in itself, it'll just be how to use the crimps. And then next week we will have another new project for you on Wednesday. Okay. So, and again, if you have any questions on this along the way, just post them in the comments and I will see them after the video or whenever you watch it, and I'll respond to you then. So post them there and let us know you stopped by, or even say hello. Let us know where you're watching from, if you're local or if you're maybe not in New York. Okay, so I'm just about halfway, a little less than halfway around the hoop. Okay. And then you can just push on the crystals to pull them forward if they're going at the wrong angle. So right now, this week, today's Wednesday, and this is the first Wednesday in August. So instead of our whimsical Wednesday this week, we've got a special on 2 and 3 hole beads, and that's going to go on until Saturday, or through Saturday. So stop in and check that out. We have quite a variety of those types of beads. Okay. And I suppose if you don't want to work with such a long piece of wire, you could cut it in half. But then you'd have to tuck your ends, you know, halfway through, which almost lost my pearl. You know, might make it a little bit more difficult for you, but it's up to you. Make sure I'm staying in frame here. Okay. And we have a lot of different colors of the Swarovski Cup Chain, if you want to make your own and not use the kit. We have it in the crystal, we have it in, I think there's green, 2 shades of blue, there's a fuchsia, lots of options. Almost done. And I think with wrapping the crystal around it, you know, when the finished earring actually looks to me like you put a lot more work into it than what you really did, which is kind of nice. You know, it makes it look difficult, but it's really kind of a simple technique. A few more to go. that much left to do. So making progress. All right. My thumb's getting tired. Okay. These are going to be so pretty. I've also done this with a connector that was, you know, kind of shaped like a branch, and it had some leaves on it, and I just added some crystals down the center of the branch to bling it up. So that's, you know, there's a lot you can do with the cup chain. Okay, only a couple left to do here. Almost done, I promise. Okay. And you may have to, you know, make sure that that last crystal lines up, and when you're wrapping it around, you know, you may see that this hoop is in your way, and you're going to just have to work around that. And you see how the crystals move a little bit, so make sure you pull it all the way over so that it connects with the first one that you did. So I'm trying to get mine lined up here. Bear with me 1 second. Okay. All right. There we go. And then when you end with the wrapping, so I just wrapped in the little bit of a tail that was when I first started. So I wrap that in on the back. And then when you're done with your last wrap, make sure you're ending on the back side, okay, so that that's out of the way. Now you're going to take your cutters, and these are your flush cutters. This is the back side. This is the side that you want towards your work to get a nice straight cut. Make sure you don't cut any of the other wires. All right, so we'll get that out of the way. And then I'm just going to take the needle nose and find that end where I just cut it off. And I'm just going to gently bend that down so it's out of the way. There's my hoop. All right. So now we're going to add the dangle. So I'm going to need my head pin, and I'm going to need the pearl. And I'm I'm just going to put the pearl on the head pin, and I'm going to make a simple loop. And in order to do that, I'm just going to bend the head pin over 90 degrees. And then I'm going to take my cutters, because I don't need all this extra. So I'm going to cut again with the backside towards my work, towards the part I'm going to keep. And I'm going to go in and leave about 1/4 of an inch. And when you're cutting, always hang on to the piece or put your hand over it, because it will fly. It could hit you or somebody else. Okay, so now I've got this short piece of wire bent over. Now I'm going to take my needle nose pliers, and I'm going to put this right about in the middle, and I've got it so it's flush, so it's not, I can't feel that pin, okay? And I'm just going to roll this gently towards me until it connects on the other side. Oops. Okay. And I'm just adjusting my loop because I'm not happy with it. Straightening it so that it's okay. So now I have my loop on the pearl. So now I want to connect it to a jump ring so I can attach it to this loop. So I need to grab a plier so I can open the jump ring. So when you're opening jump rings, you never want to pull them apart. You want to do a twisting motion so that you don't distort the ring. And you're going to want to use 2 pairs of pliers. So I'm just going to twist gently and open the ring. Hopefully you can see that. All right, now that I have the ring open, I'm going to slide the pearl on, and then I'm going to connect that to that center hoop on the earring. This part is a little bit awkward, and you may even want to just let the hoop rest on your table so that it's not working against you. All right. And then to close the ring, you're just doing that same motion, that back and forth until you feel it connect. All right, so now you've got the pearl dangling. Okay, so now I'm going to add 2 more jump rings. So I'm going to go ahead and open both of them. Using that twisting motion. So twist, and then I'm going to attach it to the top of the hoop and then close it. And I'm going to be connecting, let me see if I can grab this with the, so I'm going to be connecting the ear wire to here. But you see how the jump ring and the ear wire are going the same direction. So if I put the ear wire in, it's actually going to go sideways, and the hoop isn't going to hang right. It's going to hang this way. So I want to add an extra jump ring so that the hoop hangs forward, so that you can see all the crystals that you put on, so it doesn't turn sideways on you. So I'm going to open this last ring, and I'm going to run it through the jump ring. And I can go ahead and close this because the ear wire I can just slide on. I don't need to have the ring open for that. Okay. So, and if you're not familiar with these types of ear wires, they're bent right here, and sometimes it's even connected. Sometimes it'll look closed like that. So you just take your needle nose pliers, gently pull it forward, and then you're just going to slide it through the jump ring that you put on, okay? And you want to pay attention to the direction that the ear wire is going, because you want that ball part in the front. And then, oops, sorry, I was out of frame. You want that ball part in the front. And then you're going to take your needle nose and you're just going to very gently squeeze to close that up so that the jump ring can't slide off the front of that hoop. And there is your sparkle earring. What do you think? Not too bad. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this first demonstration. And we have a lot of other fun ones planned for you. And so be sure to watch for us next Wednesday with our next project, and watch for us on Friday for our tips and tricks, where we're going to be doing the crimps and the crimp covers. So be sure to leave a comment. Let us know you stopped by and watched it. Let us know if you have suggestions for other projects, and we will see you again soon. Have a great day.